Yo, what up? This Device Tracks checking in from Youngstown, Ohio, and you are now rocking with the Hip Hop Digest Show. Yes, 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 yes.
Artists used to have to be actually talented to get a recording deal in the first place. Now any stupid fucking bimbo or brain-dead twat can be dragged off a reality show, chopped into a recording studio, and have their shrill warbling auto-tuned for mass consumption. But when it comes to performing live, there's no auto-tune to hide the fact that you have zero talent.
Welcome to the Hip Hop Digest Show with your man, DJ King Killer.
Don't forget about your boy, Kurt G.
And Hollywood Greasy over here. What's up, y'all?
What's good?
It's like Hollywood swinging.
Hey.
Dun, 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 dun.
No
There
doubt.
it is.
That's what's good, yo. Happy recording day, gentlemen.
Happy recording
Same
day.
you.
It feels like it's been a minute.
It has been, actually.
I know, right?
Yeah, we was gonna get in. I apologize. You know, I had a family situation I had to take care of.
Oh,
so I
yeah,
couldn't
you know
do
that. You know that.
it. So,
Real life.
Right.
so anyway, glad to be back on the show. Before we get into the topics proper, I'm gonna talk about the text chain. And always some very interesting things going on in the text chain. This week, the Easy Bake Artemis, I'm not going to call it a feud, but it is a very intense conversation. Swerve, can you moderate that a little bit? I thought there was a couple of things that was interesting to me. I'll give you my opinion in a second, but go ahead, son.
Well, I gotta be honest with you. Yo, they was going in so deep. 30, 40 messages back and forth. I kind of dipped out though, B, for real. But I think it's just with Artemis and Easy Bake, they have a misunderstanding in some kind of way, and it just goes on and on. But Easy Bake's a fisher. I gotta say that. He's a fisherman. He's always sitting on the shore with a line in the water looking for something.
Oh, okay. I think I found one of the things, at least at one part, where I thought region repping came into play. And Easy Bake was certainly a type of fuck, I'm from Atlanta, fuck New York on every level, you know, and Artemis, not even really defending New York, but just, you know, sort of turning the tables, how he felt like Atlanta now is basically like New York, you know, fuck everything else, you know. I don't know. I found
it started with the Yeezy, not Yeezy, the new Jeezy album, right? That's how it started out.
Right. I don't know. I region repping is always something that's very interesting to me. Just given the fact that other areas certainly, I think, don't understand region repping. Doesn't really work, especially with New York, because New York has always dissed their own. I mean, that's just how New York was founded. If you ever watch the documentary Rumble Kings, you know that New York, who had gangs, but not like citywide organized gangs, not like Los Angeles, not like Chicago, but it was a gang every block. And so that's where the Rumble part of New York comes in. That's why you got a Public Enemy, you know, booed at the Latin Quarters, LL Cool J booed in Harlem. I mean, titans of the game, it doesn't matter. That's just how New York gets down, you know, and I don't understand why other areas still carry that, you know, fuck New York edge. Yeah, that's just what New York is. Now, as far as Atlanta goes, I mean, that's a whole nother story. You know, I can't really speak to Atlanta and their hopes and dreams and goals, you know, for the most part. As far as the rap industry is concerned, you know, Easy Bake, I guess you could be proud. You know, they've dominated everything, you know. So, you know, other than that, I find it pretty interesting. You know, very passionate, but, you know, that's the digest, though.
Yeah, but people can region rep without hating on everything else. And I know region repping is basically lifting yourself above everything else, but I mean, like you said, New York used to shit on itself, so everybody else should have expected that. But it wasn't like there wasn't the amount of I'm gonna just say the word hatred. It's like hatred of of anything New York or anything old. It's just crazy in the game how that works these days.
Well, I'm not really. Yeah, that old versus new thing is pretty easy. And actually, we got a young rapper coming up on the show. One of the topics that's going to straighten that out a little bit. You know, so G, what's good? You all right, baby?
Yeah, I'm looking at it from a whole different perspective. And by the way, I do enjoy that back and forth. I feel like I'm on the grassy courts, sitting center court at Wimbledon when I'm watching them two niggas go back and forth. Because they just be getting in and going back and forth, back and forth. At one point, I thought the shit was serious. I had to come in with some love, like, damn, niggas, really? But
yeah, you did.
I was assured that it was just text. It wasn't. They weren't being QWERTY gangsters, I like to call them, keyboard thugs. So they was actually.
But you see, you almost got ran out of there, though.
Who got ran out of there?
Coming in there like Brother Love.
Oh no, I was just coming in, just trying to show a little love, just trying to say, hey, calm this shit down, y'all niggas is tripping. Basically, where I was trying to go with that shit. Like this ain't that damn serious, niggas. But anyway, I'm looking at it like region repping to me is something that goes down because of New York, and a lot of niggas don't know the history of New York. They don't know that New York used to shit on itself.
That's what I'm saying.
So they don't know that. So what it is when they see somebody like Atlanta, or even when shit, I can't think of his name.
There's a lot of
people that went up there and got booed.
The Ghetto Boys,
right? That's what I was trying to think about. Scarface and getting booed when they went up there.
Hammer, Ice-T, don't matter.
They don't know that when they went there and got booed, that actually next week they get ready to boo a nigga from Harlem that comes in here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They ain't just booing niggas from Atlanta. Yeah, they booed you. You was from Atlanta and you take it personal. Yeah, you take it back home to be like, outcast, like, man, them niggas booed us up there. Fuck them niggas, we gonna come back harder. But not, they boo their own people. They didn't know that. So from their perspective, it's like you just boo niggas from out of town. Y'all don't really boo your own people. That's how they probably felt about it.
But like I said, that's not true. Whether it's Public Enemy or LL Cool J, those niggas got ran the fuck up out of whatever spot they was in. Booed heavily. So, I don't know.
Yeah, I remember Method Man telling a story, like he was in some spot, I can't remember where exactly the name of the place, but he said he remember being on stage and niggas was going so hard booing at them niggas, they was throwing empty crack vials at them niggas. Like, get the fuck off the stage. Like, get y'all bum asses off the stage. I'm like, yo, that shit's crazy. And you're like, damn, that's Method Man getting booed off the stage, throwing empty crack vials at this nigga? That's like, wow.
Like I said, I repeat, I think the documentary, and I highly think that you should watch it, Rumble Kings. It just lets you know, and this is Rumble Kings is largely about the gangs of New York pre-hip hop and how it wasn't Harlem versus the Bronx. It's like 10 gangs, in a single project. He said, nigga, it was a gang on every street, just different. It was about the battle, so I don't know. That's what's up.
Yo, B, an analogy just came into my head.
What's that?
We all know, because, at a certain point, I know we ain't getting down like we used to, but, Philadelphia Eagles, right? Wherever they were in New York or wherever that draft was when Donovan McNabb got booed heavily.
Oh, of course.
He never let that go for the rest of his career. And I think that's like Atlanta. You get a couple people get booed and it's like, now you just hate New York. People can't just let Philly fans go because a few people booed for Donovan McNabb, but there were a whole lot of people, yours truly included, that was happy when Donovan McNabb came to the Eagles, right? I was happy in 1991 when I heard Outkast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like people, you just gotta let it go. Just do what you're doing and appreciate the people that appreciate you.
Yeah, although human nature, people use that, and I think especially they need that edge. They need that angst for something to push against. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't even know why region repping exists, especially from Atlanta, who's really been dominating the game heavily for the last 15 years. I mean, why you don't even need that shit. I mean, hell, with half of New York, or probably 80% of New York trying to be Atlanta, I mean, fuck,
Yep.
That's what's up with that. So we're gonna get into the Hip Hop Digest proper. Shout out to I'm gonna give a shout out to my man, Mr. Johansson. See, he the type of cat I'm gonna be up on the block with. You know what I mean? we going
straight out of Denmark.
Hey man, I'm gonna be on the block with Mr. Johansson, and we gonna rep real hip hop. You know what I mean? So shout out to him. So anyway, let's get into first topic on the Hip Hop Digest. Eminem Revival is out. Now, I'm going to take a cue from one of our listeners. Shout out to Easy Bake. Talking about not listening to shit. I downloaded the joint. I don't care. Eminem don't need my money. And I listened to it. And it was hard. I wanted to click that shit off. One of the Dick Ride blogs said Revival by far is the worst album of Eminem's career. Another blog I came through and was like, Rick Rubin as executive producer, fail.
Damn.
So let's get right in, man. Eminem. I have a frustration point about today's culture. I don't think it's young or old. I just think it's overall today's culture. Does rhyming over anything make it hip hop? Meaning that if I rhyme over opera, is it opera or is it hip hop? If I rhyme over straight jazz, John Coltrane, whatever, is it all of a sudden hip hop because I rhyme over it, or is it jazz? That's my sort of frustration. Eminem's Revival album is not hip hop, but yet Eminem's rhyming over it. But I get this. I feel that it's not hip hop. It's not rap in any way. I mean, this shit is fucking pop generated elevator music for the new millennium with a lot of that shit on there. It's ridiculous.
Let me ask you a quick question though, B.
Oh, go ahead.
Because again, Easy Bake, again, he got the reason we say Easy Bake is because he said that the Hip Hop Digest really shouldn't be speaking on stuff that they don't
I listened to the album.
Study.
Right, and I sat down and I listened to that damn album.
Right, so I just wanted to preface that by saying that I have heard maybe 3 songs on the satellites, and it is what it is. But what you caught me with was when you said, if you rhyme over opera, is it hip hop? If you rhyme over jazz, is it hip hop? Because immediately came to mind was KRS-One. He does this skit in his shows where he rhymes over opera. Classical music. He rhymes over classical music.
Yes.
And it's fly, right? So that's the opera part. Then you got Tribe Called Quest and groups of that ilk that rhymed over the jazz. Matter of fact, made a record called The Jazz, right? So, but the thing about it is, yes, it's dope if it's in small doses, but if it's a whole album full of stuff like that, it's not gonna fly.
As I'm listening to the Eminem joint and all this, and Kurt G comes to mind. Oh, he or she has skills, but they're not using them. I'm not saying that about M. I mean, clearly, the talent. The talent is there. I mean, it's just like, you're evaluating football or basketball talent. The talent is not there, but the nigga can't read the playbook. That's how I'm feeling about M. I mean, I would hate to be M because he has a lot of people he's got to service. He's got to service the hip hop community and the people who respect his lyrical ability. He's got to service the pop music crowd. I mean, because he's at that level in his career now. Not railing against pop music, not like he did in his early career. Now he's part of it. So he's got to service them. He's got to service his label. He's got to bring home the money. I mean, Peter Rosenberg's not going to want to be a part of, Paul Rosenberg or whoever his management is. It's not going to want to be a part of a failed project. But I just overall just thought the entire album was not really hip hop. It was something else. And now there were messages geared toward core Eminem folk. And maybe that's the part I'm missing, is that the core Eminem fans like this new Eminem hook, this pop star with Eminem hook and Eminem's hooks and his production and his outlook. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what I'm missing. Maybe I'm just missing the Detroit, Eminem, where a guy like Proof is maybe one of the only guys can come up to M and be like, get the fuck out of here with that shit, done. You ain't hitting, you ain't rocking, you know? And he doesn't have that now.
But we're talking about Eminem, and then it just goes back to the bank thing. Isn't Eminem too big to fail?
Oh shit!
I mean, his failure will still be a positive. Put it that way. It will still be a well-received album compared to most. It'll be failed on a level of a Drake level, but it'll be good as far as any other regular nigga.
Okay, one thing I did notice in looking at a lot of reviews, they weren't even talking about fail as far as not selling as much as maybe somebody like Drake, but they were talking about albums being good and relatable to what is his new peers. They're talking about G-Eazy has really a better album than Eminem and all this crazy shit. And I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I found myself really in a place of almost feeling upside down when it came to M. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, wow, they're praising G-Eazy for his beat selection, for goodness sake.
But the thing is, that's probably where the whole thing lies, right there. Because Eminem, it seems like some of these artists, and there's quite a few of them, not just Eminem, they seem like they're deaf when it comes to beats. Like they can't fucking hear. Like you can't hear that beat is trash. That you don't need to be rhyming over that shit. Tell them start over. Send me some more shit. I don't want that one. I don't give a fuck if it is Rick Rubin. Be like, nah, Rick, I can't fuck with that one, B.
Well, but that's assuming that you have enough in your camp to balance that out.
Eminem. He is the fucking camp by himself. He don't need nobody else. He's large, B. He's not no new nigga. He's not G-Eazy. G-Eazy may be like, who's in his camp? This is Eminem. He's been around quite a long time. He don't need that. This nigga can just say, I don't want it, and that's it. Give me something else.
When motherfuckers, and it wasn't just G-Eazy, it was a few other white MCs, you know, getting praised for being more hip-hop. If you look at the beat selection on G-Eazy, Action Bronson, you know, I'm like, what the
Bronson
fuck?
And him are not even on the same level.
They're not, but I'm saying this is where cats are trying to get at M, saying you can't even, damn M, you so far out the box, you know, and almost had me damn near agreeing, like, yeah, what the fuck? These niggas do have, I don't like G-Eazy, but he does have a couple of break beats on his records.
Hurt you to say that, didn't it?
Yeah.
You about to sympathize with these niggas. You're like, man, the Dick Ride blog is right.
Yeah.
King Killer got that Stockholm syndrome right now.
Oh shit.
Damn, he fucked up, yo.
Like,
you know,
really?
And again, just to do the full, I'm like, you know, I don't even fuck with that shit. I go to YouTube, I'm looking at 3 or 4 G-Eazy joints. I'm like, Jesus. I mean, damn, yo, he still got a break beat.
What happened, Em? What's all this opera music and shit?
Oh my goodness, I gotta admit, yeah, you know, I guess you guys haven't heard it. It's not good. I'm sorry, it's just not good. But I would assume that this album is not geared. It is geared to a certain set of people. And maybe M is saying, nigga, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Cause see, I'm talking to Midwestern white boys. I'm talking to Mississippi and Alabama white kids directly, you know, with enough pop polish that it just comes across, you know, that they're gonna wanna love it. They're gonna love it.
Okay, let's come from another. Oh my bad. I was gonna say let's come from a different perspective on this. M has been, as I said it earlier, M has been around for a long time, for quite a few years, and he's been messing with the devil in them for a long time. So how many albums does he have left on his deal? So maybe this was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna do this one, and just to get my shit over with, and then I'm just gonna go back to being me on an independent level.
Okay, so it was one more. So they made one more comparison, and that was Jay. And 444, and it's like, damn, how could Jay And, we accused the corporate of being tone deaf like a motherfucker, a lot. And then he shows up with this full of fucking samples, always talking about the album veteran paid niggas should make. Then he go out and make it, and now they're saying, what's up with your boy? Now what's up with M? He can't do that? I mean, this is fuck.
That's what I was just saying earlier. He could do that.
Oh, but you basically saying maybe he's just trying to finish his original deal out.
And call it.
Huh?
Well, let me ask King Killer, since you did listen to it, you are the hip-hop digester that listened to it. Would you consider it a pop album?
Very much so.
Okay, so that leads me to really want to hear it, and I've really got to hear it today, because didn't he kind of like make his career dissing pop acts and stuff like that?
He did.
He dissed, I don't know how much he dissed pop music, but he dissed a lot of pop stars. He dissed the shit out of a lot of pop stars. Because Eminem was pop music.
Because you already turned me off from the music, but I want to hear what his content is, what he's rapping about.
Yeah, and you know what? And that's the thing. I think a lot of people are going to say, again, you separate that shit. And like I said, fuck that, taking the skin off the chicken all the fucking time, nigga. Yeah, fuck that.
Niggas trying to eat healthy, B.
Yeah, no doubt, I get it, but that's what it comes down to with a lot of this shit. If you take M off the album, right? And I'm telling you, you're gonna find yourself taking M off the album. It's almost like a fucking, what do you call them shits? Those fucking those now albums. Now 2018.
Wow.
That's what the album sound like, B. Point blank. Sound like a now 2018 jump off. And you can stick any pop artist or any, pop person on any of that shit and it'll go over. So.
Damn, it can't even be a Hidden Beach?
B, fuck that.
Hidden Beach.
Damn.
So.
Yeah, bro, that took me back, nigga. I used to love them Hidden Beach albums.
Hell yeah.
Indeed. So, that's what's up. I'm sure, I've seen some things back and forth a little bit about the Eminem, and some people M fell off and this, that, and the third. I don't know. I mean, to me, overall, if I had to just say it, and I'm going to say it again, I don't believe that the album is hip-hop. That's why I asked the question off the break. Does it automatically become hip-hop as long as somebody's rhyming over it? Is that the rules that we're dealing with here?
That's the rules we've been dealing with for a long time.
Yeah.
The reason why we mad at these niggas, the reason why niggas like us even exist is because we rail against these niggas because they keep calling them hip-hop when we know that shit's not hip-hop.
Indeed. So my final verdict that the Eminem new joint is not hip-hop. Congratulations. It may go on to sell a bazillion units. If it does, congratulations. I'm not mad at that, but it's not hip-hop. Next topic on the Hip-Hop Digest is Russell Simmons' rape and sexual assault accusations / charges reportedly under investigation by NYPD's Special Victims Unit. Yo, motherfuckers is getting hammered out there. The motherfuckers pulled Tavis Smiley in, yo. Motherfuckers is getting hammered.
Well, let's talk about Russell first, and then I'll get over to Mr. Smiley.
Okay.
But with Russell and all of these other folks out here, I am not going to sit here and say that it's not plausible that these things have occurred, and may still occur. But it's like, God damn, yo. It's like, when do you, I guess, I'm answering my own question as I ask it. I guess there's no fear in certain executives or people in power positions. There is no fear. They just do what they do. Matt Lauer, all of them.
I got a question, though. I got to ask you. You've been around a power center more than me, okay? Mm-hmm. You know how you come up to somebody and you meet somebody and you shake their hand. Hello, Mr. Green, I'm Mr. Jones, blah, 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 blah. That type of thing. Is if you're in a power center, the way you come up and shake a hand as a greeting, do these niggas palm the butt? Do a guy like Russ or Matt Lauer come up to a female in a regular situation, meet Mrs. blah, 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 and he palm the butt?
I have never in my life
Because I gotta think
like that.
I gotta think that Charlie Rose or Matt Lauer, Russ, or any of the accused, I don't know, there's a lot of them. But I'm thinking, damn, do these guys just palm the butt or cup the titty right on the break? Is that how they get down?
I wouldn't doubt. Some of them probably do, but they're not going to do it all out in the lobby when they're around a bunch of people introducing themselves or meeting, greeting. It's probably going to happen on some closed space shit. It's not a matter of shaking hand or palming the butts. It starts off with words and looks and all that kind of shit. And then from there, and this is where I'm about to get on the slippery ass slope, okay?
Yeah, be careful.
I was about to go there. I'm gonna let you not go there.
Yo, be careful.
I'm about to get all the way funky right now.
Be careful.
Oh, I'm about to go.
Well, I'm gonna let Kurt go.
I'm about to go get all the way funky right now, B. Because this shit here is getting along the lines, and it's going to get there if they're not fucking careful with this shit. It's going to get to the boy who cried wolf. Is where this shit's going to get to. And it's a sad situation because if this many people keep getting accused of the shit, after a while, people are just going to be so normal. It's going to be the normal thing and nobody ain't going to pay no attention to it. So when it really happens to people ain't going to give a fuck about it. You know what I'm saying? So it's getting down that slope to that point because everybody's getting accused. And also the fact that I understand that this type of shit happens to people when they never get over it. I get that part. But don't make it a fucking trending topic because somebody else did it. Now you feel like I could do it now, 20 years, 30 years later, because you've seen 50 other people do it. So you should have made it a deal back then when it happened. And even if nobody did anything about it, at least you made it on record that it happened. So now when you say something about it, it gives it more legs.
Yeah.
That, to me, sir, wait a minute, because that's a different slope that I was going on. I feel you on that, but you're going to have a lot of people, myself included, that's going to say it ain't never right. I don't care how long ago it happened.
I didn't say that.
Right. And hold on, Curtis, because there's sometimes when a person in power, you got a person in power, and then you are a secretary, right, making $50,000 a year, and it's a multi-millionaire executive has grabbed your boobs. Now, yes, you could go and put them on blast and handle the situation, but a lot of people are gonna think, I need this job. I need this money. I gotta pay my rent, not my mortgage, and stuff like that. And it's fucked up. It's very fucked up. And I'm not gonna say that we should not have it discussed, because shit happens. But the slope I'm talking about is totally different. And this is it's tough to even say, but it's like, you got all these women saying all this stuff in Terry Crews, but you got all these, and the other little young white kid who ain't young anymore. But anyway, you got all these women talking all this and doing all this. But, as a man, when I had literally had to think back to myself, damn, could I ever, I'm talking about somebody who didn't offer, right, this type of interaction with me. Have I ever forced my interactions on anybody like that? And I honestly have to believe and say that I have not. I have no recollection of doing anything like that. However, a woman could say, well, you looked at my breasts and I'm up the creek, right? So to that I say, well, we need to start thinking seriously. Remember how back in the day people be like, for women, you can't you can't say nothing about how I dress. If I want to dress with my ass cheeks hanging out like
Amber Rose,
J-Lo, or if I want to do that, then I should be able to do that. But that, to me, is harassment as well. You come to work with your boobs hanging out, shit all tight, women walking around with yoga pants on all day, and it is not right. Men are hunters, so to speak. But if you're gonna if you're the prey and you're gonna put yourself out there like that, you set yourself up for some person of power who cannot handle himself, not like a regular dude, but some person of power that can handle himself. You walk around in yoga pants around the office and a tight top.
Well,
what the fuck?
Well, that seems to be the caveat. I was very hazardous to bring this topic up, but that's why I came up from the position of power, because I don't think Janitor Joe or Delivery Man Ed, although he may or may not be on some crazy shit, they don't have a platform that they could do that. And that's why I asked the question on the outset. If you are a person of power and means, I believe, and maybe I'm wrong, but I believe, and I tend to believe some, and that's the key thing, some of the women, I don't know necessarily if I'm believing women or certain type of power broker women, but some of the women up against a man of means, like a cat like Matt Lauer or whatever, I could see that motherfucker going ham at the office, because he can. He's Matt Lauer.
Right.
You know, I don't know if the UPS guy, I don't see him going ham. So
I do.
Word?
I've worked in UPS and I've seen it.
Okay,
and I know a personal story of a janitor or a cleanup man doing shit they had no business. So shit does happen.
Yeah, indeed.
But I'm pretty sure that it doesn't happen like it happens where the victim, I'm gonna say, feels helpless. Like if Mr. Janitor dude does some shit, yeah, you handle that shit, because the janitor man ain't in control of your job, or the UPS man ain't in control of your job. But you get somebody like the big dude out here in Hollywood, yo, he's a billionaire running all kind of shit. So and people out here want to be a part of that shit. So they show up at his house. They pull that Mike Tyson shit, cheerleader, model pulling Mike in the car. They pull that Tupac shit, getting his dick sucked in the club, and then you want to say it's rape. So it's both sides, B. Not to say that the bad shit is not there and it's fucked up. The bad shit, when it happens, it's fucked up. But we got to look at the big, full picture of how we are all acting out here, instead of just having a witch hunt because somebody looked at your booty.
Certainly it is American sexual culture that needs to be taken a look at in full. You know, there's no doubt about that. So anyway, let's move on from that topic, because we could be on that all day. Next time, going to Hip Hop Digest. Congratulations, LL Cool J is the first rapper to be named the Kennedy Center honoree. And LL had some things to say about that. He obviously is one of the youngest at 48, but still, you know, honored nonetheless. We feel pretty highly about the old Yule log around here. But he tried on a pandering bear jacket while he was at the event.
Did it fit?
I don't know. LL
was it tight?
LL said, is being interviewed, LL encourages us not to worship lyrical complexity. He said, that's a rule I've always bucked. He was like, let's stop trying to put these supernatural freestylers on a pedestal. Let's keep it simple. Let's write simple songs for simple folk. Now, I'm just paraphrasing. LL didn't say that, but he did say that let's encourage us not to worship lyrical complexity. It was a couple weeks ago, we played a very young LL Cool J using a lot of highfalutin language on a very long freestyle. I guess you forgot about that.
Wow.
You know, LL Cool J trying on a pandering bear jacket. Does it fit, Kurt G?
I think it fits. I think it fits him very well. And he was just I guess you could say, pandering to the crowd, because he's there accepting an award and he doesn't want to alienate anyone at that point in time. He doesn't want to go out throwing darts.
Well, he just did.
He's throwing darts at us. He's not throwing. He don't want to throw darts at the younger folks. He doesn't want to have anybody out there be like, well, he got on that stage and all of a sudden he turned into an old man and started throwing darts at the young people.
So he didn't want the headline. LL rips new generation of rappers.
Exactly. See, he could throw darts at us.
None of that.
He could throw darts at us because we can take them, first of all, and because we're not that damn soft and simple, but also that he knows that he's well accepted with us, so he can come back to us and be like, nah, you know, I was just up there. I had to, you know, I'm on the award show. You know, I gotta say what I gotta say, and we're going to accept him back because he's one of ours.
Yeah, but that's a rough one. You know, come on, L. You know the people you talking about. You say shit like that, Rakim. You know what you saying when you say shit like that, Big Daddy Kane. No doubt. So forth. Come on, man.
But see, I'm thinking that he wasn't talking about his generation. I'm thinking he was talking about the lyrical guys that are out now. We shouldn't give the lyrical complexity of that. We shouldn't take those guys and put them on a pedestal.
Listen, don't no young motherfucker give a fuck about LL winning no goddamn award like that. So I don't know what the fuck he's talking about.
Nigga, you just read my mind.
To them.
Right. You just read my mind. I don't understand why you doing all of this goddamn pandering when none of these young niggas give a flying fuck about you. You know what I mean? They just as well.
You're an actor.
Right. You know what I mean? Damn, I didn't know he rhymed. He rap. You know, those type of statements. I don't know. I thought it was funny as hell and shit. That shit on Twitter, motherfucker was like the reason why I don't listen to you. Y'all motherfuckers come from an old perspective and shit.
Oh yeah.
I thought it was funny. He said, I was like, where do you think it would come from? A 17-year-old perspective, nigga?
but the thing
don't have that.
That's not what got me about that shit. The thing that got me about it is that how you gonna say you're not listening to us and still quote shit that we said in the show?
Ain't that the truth?
So obviously you're listening to it, or somebody else that you know is listening to it and telling you about this shit.
Yeah, but the point is, I'm sorry, hip hop is going to be stuck in this perpetual spinning wheel until folks start coming out and saying the truth. And actually, you're hearing the truth more from youngins than you are from veterans, unfortunately. And I'm going to have an example of that later in the show.
That is because veterans get put on because we get looked at as the old fucking mad old man when we say something about them. When they say something about us, it's just, oh, they're young, they're gonna learn, they're gonna grow, you gotta give them time. But we're just the old stodgy old man when we say some shit about them, so that's why.
I am a stodgy old man. I mean, what the fuck? I am.
And they still listening, so what? if anytime a youngin get on Twitter, Facebook, anywhere, and say something negative about the Hip Hop Digest show, I'm happy.
That is actually a compliment. Right, yeah, no doubt. So
and we don't mind being told that we're old. It's an honor to be where I am. I don't know about y'all, but it's an honor to be 52 to me.
Yo, ain't that the truth? Anyway, next topic on Hip Hop Digest, Black Thought drops a ridiculous 10-minute freestyle, Hot 97. We're gonna talk about this because tell you what, right after that LL Cool J, and I'm reading that LL Cool J headline, and then of course Thought comes in and he does what he does, and I'm just like, I wish I could tie every last one of them motherfuckers in the top 50, tie them to a chair and make them listen to that shit.
And you know what you'll get, B?
Oh, I know I'm getting dissed.
You're not just getting dissed. You're getting blank looks like,
yeah,
okay, and this is what you think is great?
Right.
I don't get it.
Right. I know if I could tie the top 50 to chairs and make them listen to that shit, it wouldn't really impress them. I'm not doing that as far as an impression. I'm just doing that to say, this is the reason. That's all. This is the reason. The reason why the generation separation exists. So if you could please, get rap and hip hop out of your mouth, wash that out, right? And call that shit something else and stand by it. And then we'll take hip hop and what hip hop is and we'll carry on. I'm just saying, you're right. They wouldn't, none of them, your people, Migos and them type, and all those Lils and half of them youngs, none of them gonna be impressed by that.
I'm gonna have to disagree. I've seen some comments from some youngins that was very impressed with it. I mean, not all, generally speaking, you're probably right. But ones that are official and will tell the truth, no, that shit was incredible.
Yo, and two, real talk, shout out to you, Swerve. I know me and you, and there's a couple other people who long time have had Thought in our top 5.
Oh, yes, sir.
Are vindicated. I mean,
this ain't new to me.
No, this is not new. And if you had been listening, you would have realized that. And and more importantly, I was listening to the old interview, I think it's back in June, where Vlad was like, oh, I can't see Thought. I don't see him as a top guy like Jay or somebody like that. I'm like, hey, fucking kidding
let's
me?
Look up the snakes.
Right, I know.
Let's look up his blog the last couple of days and see what the fuck he had to say.
Yeah, but see, that was back. See, that was a time when you're talking about that, Thought was not looked at like that because he's part of a group. So people look at the group first. and they don't even see him as being an individual like Jay. He's not looked as an individual, but now that he's doing stuff like this and it's coming out more on an individual level and people are starting to see what he is, the type of animal that he really is, it's like, how can you not make him the best thing out there? And I'm personally going to say ain't nobody fucking with Thought, period. You can name them from top to bottom. There's nobody fucking with Thought.
No.
If you really want to be real about it. You might have your own personal favorites, but there's nobody fucking with this nigga.
Now, let me tell you something. Thought, and this is dead ass. Right now, Thought, I don't give a fuck who it is. Ra, Kane, Chris.
It doesn't matter who
I don't give a fuck who it is.
Matter who it is.
This nigga right now.
Name him.
There is nobody on this planet.
No, he is that.
Who's gonna show up with the basics, 2 turntables and the microphone.
And just go in.
Go.
They're not gonna be able to go on that level. Philly.
Your man, Sean Glover, one black man, called me fucking wildin' yesterday about that, yo. Well, some of his comments, Sean was like, he needs to have that in a book and studied in schools. That whole 10 minutes needs to be written down in a book.
I'm telling you.
Because it was the metaphors that was getting me. Because it was like some of the shit he was saying that went over so many people's fucking heads. Yep. It's like, yo,
son,
this nigga is fucking crazy.
So you can mark this because, see, in 10 years, we're still going to be talking about this because this is a watershed date. I mean, this is where Thought right here, right now, has niggas changing up their order. And now Thought has always been in my top 5 for a long time. But, god damn. I'm sorry.
There's this clip I've been meaning to, the last couple of days, I've been meaning to find it, of him and Questlove when they first coming out as the Roots, and they was walking around in alleys and shit in Philly, and Quest was playing the drums on drumsticks on the walls and all kind of shit.
Back in the popcorn days.
Going in. You seen that?
I never seen that one. Yeah, I know it was back. I think it was around that time when they had that song about popcorn.
People won't think this is new.
Well, no, right, and but the point I'm saying is that, damn, I just lost my point. But ultimately, I guess the rearranging of the deck, and this is not a guy new in his career.
No.
I mean, a lot of times we talk about a young LL, or we talk about a young Mobb Deep, and we talk about how a young Nas, how proficient they were at 18 and 19. This is a guy deep in his career.
But to be fair, he's gotten better and better.
My God, yes.
He's gotten better and better because back then, we could stay static to distortion back then until now. He's so much better. He's so much better.
I'm telling you. So, to me, this is a watershed moment. I mean, I don't know. I mean, that shit has been posted on the text chain at least 4 or 5 times. I actually seen this morning, your boy, Mr. Johansson, was like, God damn, y'all keep posting this clip.
The same clip. Like, give me something new.
See, Diff posted it first 2 days ago, so it's kind of lost in all of that other stuff.
Because cats get to find it and be like, oh, God damn, what is this?
Yeah, so just to round out that topic, just to end it, you would not be out of pocket to say that really, I don't give a fuck who it is. There's nobody better than Black Thought at this moment. The meth pulling out his phone seems so insignificant right now up against this nigga.
You would have to pull out your phone, B.
You're gonna have to come with your best because this nigga is just gonna keep flowing.
If you're pulling out your phone, you disqualified.
Damn. Hey.
Now I'm just
B.
We talking about Black Thought.
No. What I'm talking about? No, I'm not.
Here right now.
No, I'm not.
Because the level of MC you're talking about an elite of the elite. You're talking about the best niggas. Looking at this nigga like he's the best. Whoever your top nigga is looking like, yo, he's better than me. They may not say it out loud, but they're in their mind going, God damn, this nigga's much better than me. So they definitely gonna need to bring some extra shit with them in order to go with this nigga. They know he gonna flow for 20 minutes straight, and I need to at least be able to flow and put together at least 3 or 4 16s in a row, so I can at least flow for a little bit.
Well, I don't mean to be that tough. I'm just saying that this nigga right here, you know, for those of us who already had him in the top 5, well, you know,
what was that Peter Piper rhyme. He the better of the best. Best believe he the best. What is that? That is Black Thought.
All right, that's what's good. Next topic on the Hip Hop Digest is Tidal reportedly running out of money. The Tidal lost $44 million in revenue last year before taxes. Consequently, the streaming service has just enough capital to last another 6 months. I don't get any joy, although a lot of people seem to think that I was riding the corporate hard on this Tidal shit. I was riding him because I thought Tidal was sort of like a elitist, where pop stars, coalesced to sort of get a higher profit margin that they weren't getting on other streaming services. That was my only criticism. But Kurji, you have the interjection.
Where I'm gonna have to come in on this is where I was with you a little bit on that first beginning, but then after I saw what Jay was trying to do, and actually where he was trying to go with this, and I'm saying trying because it's failing in a major way, he was trying to build something where artists could come and get a higher share of the money compared to everybody else. The lion's share was going to these fucking big conglomerates.
No doubt.
They were getting all the fucking money, and they're going to continue to get all the money because now Tidal's being squeezed out. So now it's going to go back to those regular niggas, and everybody else is going to have to eventually go back to these niggas and get robbed the way they was been getting robbed. So Jay was actually trying to give them more money, but that doesn't work. The way they work it, where they get the most money so they can continue to keep the shit going, is the way that it's supposed to work. And Jay didn't want to play ball with these niggas, didn't want to go and say and strike no deals with these niggas, talking shit about Apple and all these niggas. Of course you're going to fail.
Well, I guess ultimately when I look at that, I think that what Jay was trying to do, he could have done that without. I think it all got fucked up when millionaires show up on stage and act like they getting robbed. There's a lot of artists getting robbed, no question. And even some of the millionaires probably aren't getting the amount of money they should. But when you have all those people, I think it fucked up when all those people is up on stage, sort of like, you gonna give me my money, and I think the people just turned off of that shit.
Well, I don't care nothing about no kind of pay for streaming services. First of all, you know that. But I think I argued this point back then was I don't care if they superstars or not. They are due. They're just due because these industry labels, they don't make music. It's somebody sitting somewhere and these words pop into their head. I don't care if it's the writer. I don't care if it's the producer of the song, the producer of the music, whatever. People that are not sitting in a desk are not making this music. But as you just said, they get the lion's share. So when I saw those folks on that stage, yeah, it wasn't a good look, but they're not getting their money, B.
I agree with that. What I'm talking about is optics. You got a couple of things going on. You have at least 2 generations or more of kids who do not buy music, okay? So this isn't, fuck the executives with this shit. You have a few generations of kids who do not buy music. Their idea of supporting the artist is putting a guy like the Maple Leaf in their Spotify playlist and then posting that. Hell, I've noticed blogs saying, resorting to fuck Billboard. They ain't even talking about Billboard. They talking about the top 10 artists on Spotify playlists. Even the blogs are starting to transition from the normal model to the model of the way you support your artist. The way you do it is you put him on your playlist and you play him in your particular device, your phone, your computer, your whatever. That is now. Granted, these niggas are getting hellaciously jerked. Hellaciously. Yep. Only the real top 10 Maple Leaf type guys and gals are really getting the payday on the tour gate, And I agree with you. Okay, and even Kurji's boy Jimmy Iovine, the devil, is saying we gotta fix this, and I believe that in order to fix it, you're gonna have to pare it down to one player. It's going to be Apple It's going to be Spotify. It's going to be Pandora. You know, if Tidal gets knocked down, okay, that's one. Who's next? Can we knock Pandora down next? Because the only way we can do is get it down to one and then pull the rug out from under all y'all free niggas.
But see, the only way to what they're doing here, and they're going to do it the way they do everything else, like the banking system. They're just going to all just conglomerate and get together.
Right.
It's going to be collusion on the highest level. So as long as they all set the price and all set everything together, that's going to work together great.
Right.
So they're not going to care if there's 20 of them out there, just like labels.
Right.
They're going to own them all anyway.
Right. As long as you come in at the price we set.
Right.
Yeah, I got you. That's probably more how they gonna do it. You know, shout to G. So,
no doubt.
But anyway, but back to the topic at hand, yo. I take no joy in that. I know Jay was trying to put forth, yo, this is black owned. We need to come in and do this, that, and the third. But I don't know. It's one of the few bad investments Jay has ever made.
And I think it's all because he didn't play ball, B. That's what got him. He didn't play ball.
Yeah, because when they was gonna buy him,
he didn't want it. He didn't want to get in.
He didn't want it. Yeah.
If he
you don't think it was the story of OJ?
That didn't help.
So that's what's good. All right, next topic on the Hip Hop Digest is our weekly countdown. December 16th, 2007. As of recording time, here are your top 5 hot rap charts according to Billboard. And it's funny. As I read this chart, it's like 5-6 dick rap blogs I go to on a regular just to check the temperature. And 2 of those guys are now resorting to dealing with Spotify playlists. They're not even dealing with Billboard. The rest of them are now not even quoting the rap hot charts. They're quoting just the regular Hot 100, you know, where African Americans or the Maple Leaf show up better, you know, from album sales. They're not even referencing Billboard hot rap songs, but I'll do it.
You want to hear it? Here it go.
Here it go. At number 5, Logic. At number 4, G-Eazy and his breakbeats. Number 3, The Firewall, Bodak. At number 2, Lil Pump. And at number 1, and continuing, and is probably breaking all kinds of records, Post Malone is your number 1 rapper in the nation.
Wow. I mean, I don't even know what to say, B. It is what it is.
As of recording time, that's what it is.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to
I will
finish
say
out
something
that
about
way.
those dick ride blogs that you dip in. They rather switch than fight.
Niggas switching over to Spotify playlist.
Hey, man, I'm trying to tell you, son, it's crazy. You know what I mean? So next up, going to Hip Hop Digest, Joyner Lucas, you know, the concept song I'm Not Racist, as well as criticizing Lil Wayne and Future for glorifying drugs. And he himself put on a little pandering, he didn't put on a pandering bear jacket. He just had a little scarf and glove set he tried on.
Put on the booties?
Yeah, a little bit. So first of all, he's up at the radio station and he's talking about the concept of the I'm Not Racist joint, which I, like most people, you know, I look at the whole joint or whatever, and it does invoke conversation, but my feelings, the feeling that came out of me at first was, damn, yo, you know, after that white kid, and it was just a video concept. That white kid wasn't actually rhyming, so people need to calm down. But the white kid's verse fucking was hammering niggas, and I didn't think the nigga, you know, got at him adequately. What Joyner Lucas is on the radio talking about, he really did this to start the conversation. He could have written where the nigga really hammers the white kid off the break, but he was like, you gotta at least start the conversation at some point. So I'm gonna give Mr. Lucas a lot of credit. Where's he from? Boston? I think. Massachusetts somewhere, I believe.
I haven't researched it.
But he was up there, but they obviously was posted on the text chain, and as well as a few response videos to that. You know, we always get up here and we complain about this yachty shit or whatever, but we gotta give an applause and a round of applause to Mr. Lucas with this effort. You got to.
when I first saw it, I was okay. I was like, oh, okay. But after, seeing and listening to it a couple times, yeah, it definitely is a conversation starter. But I think when you're going to punch like that you got to have the full knockout blow. And that what I'm saying is he wrote the whole thing himself.
Right.
So even though he's replying as a black person, he will never understand that shit. I don't care where he grew up, who he hung out with, he will never understand the full black experience. But he tried.
Well,
but what I think is he should have had somebody get in there with him and make it more talk worthy to me.
I gotta be honest with you, yo. Again, and I've seen this. I still think that you gotta give him credit, just given the fact that number one, it shows the lack. It shows he's still a young guy, and an older, more seasoned MC, or especially coming from an older African American, could have given him a little bit more historical perspective, that he could have wrote a more even verse, not the white guy, and he's not that the white guy's not rhyming, but actually on the record, but in the video where the white guy, he's taking the niggas out, and the brother doesn't respond as forcefully.
Right. Like my son did.
Right.
Or some of the other ones.
Right, exactly. So that's where you got to have a little bit more historical balance, a little bit more. And he didn't really have that. He was on the radio and basically saying he put it out there to do what it was supposed to do. And I think part of the plan was and he's got his response. There's 2 or 3 videos out there where some Negroes is going ham, Right. And so let that be the response.
This dude said Negroes.
Negroes.
Afro-Americans.
Hey man, I wanted it to go well over those communities who still call us Negroes. So
blacks.
So
Negroes.
Right, you know what I mean? So anyway, and he goes on the radio, and this is where he sort of is on a pandering bear. He had a couple lines about Lil Pump in them, I guess, or whatever, about this drug shit, Lil Wayne, the Future, this drug shit, and he had to back it up and shit, talking about, well, I love those guys, why do people do that? They write a lyric and it's real clever and it's metaphorical where they get at niggas, and then when they get called on it, oh no, I love those niggas, Lil Pump, his voice is crazy, and all this dumb shit. Nigga, shut the fuck up. Even Junior Lucas, I'm gonna give you a pound on one hand with that shit, but stand the fuck up. That Lil Pump and them niggas, is that the right name? Post Malone, them niggas whack. You know what I mean? Let's be honest. So
yeah, but they number one, my nigga.
Yeah, they are. They are.
You like to call them fentanyl chewers.
Hey man.
This nigga kills me with that shit. Fentanyl chewers.
Hey man, whatever gets them
like
up.
They chewing gum and shit.
Hey man, it's like Nicorette, I think. So shout out to Mr. Lucas, y'all. I'm not mad at him. I'm giving him a big up, no question about it. I just, he's up there talking about, damn, now I gotta watch what I say, cause I might say something and people take it wrong. Hey,
the bigger the platform gets, the more eyes get on you. So now the shit you used to say and just be on some joking shit, now niggas might take it seriously because you got more people watching you now.
And that's exactly what he said. That is exactly what he said. So the platform is bigger, but now he don't want to criticize guys on the top of the chart, or at least he doesn't want to be seen like us, old and mad.
Can I ask you a personal question, King Killer?
Go ahead.
Cause see, I know you got the fist for the teeth when white boys say nigga, right? Or has that changed?
As I've gotten older, I have. I can no longer physically respond, but I may have to take a pinch between my cheek and gum.
Gotcha. So nigga is okay.
A little Copenhagen.
Right? Yeah, you know what I mean?
Right? Nigga AH or A, whatever is okay. You can slide with that now.
I don't know if I'm ever going to, in my heart, be able to slide with it. I don't know about that.
It's always going. It's always going to irk you a little bit.
Yeah, in my heart.
So in the song, because he was hitting it with the hard ER.
Yeah, he was. That nigga was hard.
I mean, well, again, like I said, I think he wrote it. I think only criticism that people have of Mr. Lucas in this endeavor is that he wrote it at such that the white cat or the white part of the verse is so, he just
it was just visceral.
Yo, yes.
It was that Talladega ER. You know what I'm saying? That backcountry nigga.
Yeah,
nigger.
NASCAR. That type of ER. I think he wrote it like that, and African Americans were waiting for the brother
just to come in and knock him out.
And coming on a knockout.
They wanted Black Thought to come in on the other end.
Right, and he failed to do that. You know what I mean? If you could criticize him on a level, but he said he wrote it how he wrote it. He claims that he could have wrote it differently. I believe that he didn't have, again, to write it the way other people, like you said, on rebuttals wrote it. They're coming from a whole different perspective.
That he doesn't understand.
And you're right, that he didn't understand. So,
But I ain't mad at the record. I wasn't even surprised because I took it as a shock art, so to speak. So it didn't bother me. But I first thought of you when I was like, damn, I wonder how King Killer gonna respond when he hear this hard ER.
Oh, son, look, let me tell you something. I was tight. I can't lie. Yo. I was tight, but I'm thinking the whole time, when the brother get on, we gonna even up.
You said, that's all right. You get a couple punches in right now, but I know we about to get back.
Yeah, but we didn't get back. You know what I mean? I felt a little...
At the end, his hand was raised anyway.
Yeah, I felt a little...
And the winner is...
Right, yeah, I felt a little let down and shit. His jab wasn't working.
Get up, Tyson, get up!
So, that's what's up. All right, let's keep it moving. Next topic on the Hip Hop Digest. Famous Dex implies the new wave of rappers' music isn't real compared to Jay-Z and others. Now, I caught some Dick Ride blog, and it was an actual video of Famous Dex. And so you gotta watch this. That's the title of the blog. And the person who wrote the blog post, they were incensed. They were incensed that Famous Dex even said that shit. And the person who wrote it, I'm gonna give you a couple lines out of the blog. He was like, I've heard of backhanded compliments, but somehow Dex performed the inverse by bigging up the vets while shading himself and other peers. Then he goes on to say it does no good to imply what he and other young artists is doing isn't real music. Now, number one, Dex didn't actually say that. That's just the person who wrote the blog being pissed and saying, don't give these old niggas an in because they'll take advantage of you. That's how he wrote the blog. But that's not what Dex really was saying. Dex basically came in and was saying what I do with a lot of, whether they fentanyl chewers, or Molly sniffers. We all about the type of beat, swinging dreads, and having a good time. It's like if you really want actual lyrics or food, if you will, that's when you gotta listen to OGs like a Jay, and then he mentioned like Mary J. Blige and Nas. He's like, then that's when you listen to them. He's like, you can't listen to our shit and get that. Now, the blog was pissed. But this is a case where Dex was 1000% right, not because he was giving us the real music mantra. It's just that when somebody of a generation before you, like your grandma and grandpa, it can always sun you, could always put you in your place. That's why no matter, I don't give a fuck if it's Pete Rock or Dr. Dre, if Quincy Jones walks in the room, he can tell both of them niggas to sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up.
No doubt.
Okay? He can do that.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Dex realized that that's the only thing he was saying. Matter of fact, Famous Dex went on to say and to rep his generation so better than anybody else, because he started naming off Lil Wayne mixtapes, talking about individual lines from said mixtapes that makes Wayne the GOAT in his generation's eyes, really representing to the fullest. I have a lot. I may not like his music. Okay, that's cool, but damn, I got a lot of respect for him, because he spoke in a way that I'm trying to get young guys to take the emotion out of it. Because, you know, on this show, we have no sacred cows.
Not at all.
You know, how many times have we thrown our legends under the bus?
Every time they deserve it.
Every fucking time. There is no sacred cows. And I'm getting trying to get this mumble generation, if you want to call them that, to say, look, it's okay to say when you fuck up, you fuck up.
It's okay to say Future's last album was trash if you want to.
Right. It's all right. And the person who wrote the blog was pissed. Like, damn, nigga, don't ever do that. Because if you do that, that's going to make, you know, the way he wrote it, that's going to make old heads want to exploit that. Now, I'm not exploiting what Famous Dex said. From my perspective, King Killer, he laid it out very eloquently how you can criticize your own generation, big up the next generation, but understand that the generation before you can always, you know, tell you to sit the fuck down on some level. You know? I mean, I don't give a fuck who it is. All the records that we sample, George Clinton can come in and tell Dr. Dre, sit the fuck down. Because all your success, right, all your success is me anyway. And I think the same situation, I know trap niggas don't want to hear that shit, that all their success was built on others. But it was.
That was like a speed bump right after you said that, because I'm like, where did trap music come from?
Well, trap music onto itself is something that came from a certain part of the country, but with trap music doesn't exist without the framework that was built from others.
You're talking big picture.
Yeah, I'm talking big picture. Again, I mean, it may not be a direct link, you know, Let Me Ride, original sample author to Dr. Dre. I mean, that's a sample record, that's a direct link, but still, it doesn't matter, you know.
Right.
Everybody before us, you got to remember, we're the generation who spent 10 to 12 years of our lives pre-Rapper's Delight.
Right.
So anybody who says some things, you know, and I listen to the people who came before us intently, you know, to get jewels and understanding that I still don't understand, you know. The generation cycle continues. I still say that Quincy Jones or any of the modern day George Clinton, them motherfuckers couldn't make a good hip hop record if they tried.
Nah, it's not.
Okay.
Right.
Just like our generation, I don't give a fuck. Primo and Pete Rock couldn't make a good trap record if they tried. So I'll give the generational shift its due. Okay. But come on, B, don't try to run a motherfucker like Dex off the road for having an honest and forthright discussion about how his generation falls short. Because everything you do ain't the shit, Holmes. And lyrically, even Dex is saying, nah, this shit we doing, nah, this shit compared to the previous Nas and the corporate and them, nah, it can't compete. And we competing on our own level. Like I said, there's somebody out there that could really tell me, you know, the eloquencies and the nuances of trap and what makes, you know, the Migos a la Kyrgyz people better than, you know, somebody else. You know, okay, cool. I would sit down and listen to that.
Gotcha. I'm with it.
Yeah.
I feel it now. You got me.
Yeah. I don't really have a rebuttal.
Nah,
I was trying to come from the other side, but nah, I can't.
Well, you can't, because the other side, Dex covered both sides.
Yep.
And it just goes to show you, when I talk about Dick Ride blogs and I talk about sort of this writing of that, you know, and yes, there is a generational gap. There is no question about it. But 99% of the generational gap is talking past each other because we're talking about two different things. We're totally talking about two different things. Yeah. And we're talking past each other. You know, when you say the top rapper in the nation is Yachty or Post Malone or 21 Savage, of niggas from our generation is like, huh?
Nah, they're not. The top rapper is Black Thought. What are you saying?
Right. Exactly. What the fuck? So we're talking totally past each other. Now, of course, the wording is not right. We're speaking two different language. You mean, you know, if you're calling them the top pops guy or whatever, I still think you guys need a total name change for that shit. And I guess mumble was good.
No, number one, good in the long run. Well, be called a mumble rapper.
Right, that it's a little condescending.
Well, yeah. Okay. I mean, I don't mean to be condescending, but if you, I'm just using that for example purposes. If you say, "Yo, who's the number one mumble?" Niggas, if you word is born, and you like, yo, give me your top five mumble, dead or alive.
Can I get some chicken wings with that shit, son? I want some chicken wings with my mumble song.
Yeah, well, what I'm saying is, if you say that, right, check it out. If you say it, you're not even going to get an inkling. Niggas from our generation is not going to raise our head for that list. Oh, okay, congratulations, whoever top five mumble, dead or alive. Okay, congratulations, fine. You know what I'm saying? But if you start saying, if you start doing this shit, if you start doing top five rappers, Drake, Quavo, Jay-Z, then that's the niggas gonna get tight.
You got to put that drink down, B.
Yeah, put that drink way down. Nigga.
Yeah, that's what niggas gonna get tight. You know what I mean?
But the give them a thing is like, okay, if you want to say the top in the pop lane, and you want to lace them like that, okay, if you're doing that. But if you're talking about skill level, there is no skill level there. But if you want to lace them as far as popularity, okay, well, I'll give you that.
Well, then again, you know what? People accuse the Hip Hop Digest of being a lot of things, maybe unstudied or ill-informed or whatever. I say the same thing to you. When you come up with a dumbass list like that, then you might want to say, like Forbes, top money makers. Okay? All right, fine. You know, the Maple Leafs are going to be on that list. No problem. Nobody's arguing that. But don't come up with this fucking list of fucking that is just totally mixing oil and water and shit. You know, Soulja Boy, Lil Wayne, Nas, and Biggie. I mean, who the fuck does that shit?
Nobody.
I mean, that's like a fucking
they're gonna come up with 6 degrees of separation on you, though.
Man,
they'll find some kind of way to connect them.
Nigga, that's a basic IQ test, a circle with a square peg. Shit, so that's what's up. So, all right, man, you know, it's been a good show. We got on a little long, but I guess we had a lot of shit on our plates because we've been out for a minute. You know?
Yeah, no doubt. All
right.
There's something I want to bring up, though.
Okay, what's up?
I know we get to the end of the year, so we'll get this out of the way. People been testing us on the chain to ask about what is our top records, but you won't get that in a week or two. But here's something that just came to mind, King Killer. We here on the Hip Hop Digest Show, we have over the years said people need to name names. Have we not done that?
All the time.
Yes.
Got you. So I think next year, and I'm just putting this out there because I'm just one of 3, but I'm putting this out there. I think that we should stop saying dick ride blogs and not saying who these writers are. I think we should call their asses out. I literally do.
Okay.
Practice what we preach.
I tell you what.
If Jim Bob wrote an article, we need to call Jim Bob out on that joint.
So the reason for not calling them out is because we didn't want to give these niggas no pub. They popular enough.
Somebody can say that in a record.
But that's not a problem.
No, I wasn't really, we call them out. A dick ride blog is a dick ride blog. They know it, we know it, and that's what it is.
I guess that's why that young guy who no longer, or gal, whoever it was, no longer listens, because I said Murs works for Complex when it was Hip Hop DX. But I did say on the text chain, don't matter.
And both of them are Dick Ride blogs.
Both of them are Dick Ride blogs, but
so now you got two of the names out of the way: Complex and Hip Hop DX.
And Hip Hop DX.
There it is.
Or Dick Ride blogs. We're starting already.
Damn.
Exactly.
All right, so you know how we do. It's Kurt G's world famous albums of the week.
All right. This week, we got The God Fahim, Supreme Dump Legend 7. That's The God Fahim, Supreme Dump Legend 7. And Shah Stimuli Lazarus. That's Shah Stimuli Lazarus. And the instrumental joint is Fagib Braslovic, 4x4 Jeeps Palestine Beats. That's Fagib Braslovic, 4x4 Palestine Jeep Beats. That motherfucker's fire, right?
That's a whole lot.
Shit.
Yeah, that shit's fire. That nigga Fagib is crazy on the beats.
Yo, son, you know what I feel bad about? Is these December albums.
Being so many December albums, I think I'm gonna have to probably start naming like maybe 6 next week just to get them out the way.
Only because this is what I'm saying. There's no way that I'm going to be able to consider the December albums for my top 10.
We might have to consider them for next year.
I mean, I just feel bad about that.
I got this right here.
It is too
you
many.
You can see already there's some cross-outs on the joint already. It's crazy.
I mean,
but no, we can't do that though. I mean, I understand what you're saying. There's a lot coming out, but really, we want to push off till next year what came out in this year? Can we do that?
Nah, because you're going to run into a backlog eventually.
There's so many December albums, and I got a bunch of albums that are not even going to get named for this year. I'd like to next week. I'm just going to have a laundry list of albums just to get them all out the way. Just to get them out the way. And shout out to our man T-Bear too for putting me up on the Anti-Lillian Phonics It's Nice Outside album too. That joint's kind of fly.
Okay. Yo, so when is actually the end of the year show? Is it next week or the week after?
I think it's next week, right?
There's a calendar right here in front of me. Let me open it up. Boom, there it is. That's coming out this week. So the end of the year, we can make it next week. It would be coming out on the day after Christmas.
Shit.
Or we can go to the next week after that. It'll be the 1st. Damn, New Year's on a Monday.
Next week.
Next week?
Wow.
Yeah.
I know it was coming up fast.
Yeah.
Holy shit. All right.
2017 is out of here.
All right. Either way, you'll be hearing the Hip Hop Digest Top 10 coming up real soon. So stay tuned. Keep it locked.
Yeah, I'm going to have a laundry list of joints to name next week.
So, all right, yo. I'll see y'all then. That's what's up.
No doubt. I'm just trying to get my my Don King on. If y'all really want to see it, get on the Hip Hop Digest chain. Only in America.
Only in America.
That's what's good. Peace. I'm out.
One.
Peace.